I gotta say I'm quite surprised that Bethesda is in fact doing an E3 conference this year. As they revealed on their website and social media, E3 is coming, and on Sunday, June 9th, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Team Bethesda returns to Los Angeles for our 5th annual Bethesda E3 showcase. It's going to be a hell of a night. We have got an in-depth look at Doom Eternal, plus much more. And I believe also on social media they're poking fun at Walmart Canada, which, well, they leaked a lot of games, including I believe it was Rage 2. But throughout this video, we're going to discuss what I believe will be presented, and we'll also talk about this very interesting looking graphic which shows some people looking at stars on a field. But the main reason why I had doubts of an E3 showcase is because Bethesda Game Studios, well, maybe not in the spotlight anymore thanks to BioWare's Anthem, still is going to have to deal with the reality that Fallout 76 and the various controversies connected to that game will impact the future of this company. There's going to be skepticism with every single release moving forward. For a long time, Bethesda got away with quite a few things that maybe they shouldn't have gotten a free pass on, like the crazy amount of bugs within games like Fallout 4 and Skyrim. Bethesda has a lot to prove, and it will be an uphill battle moving forward. Every move they make will be open to criticism. That's why I feel an E3 showcase is a major risk, especially if Fallout 76 makes an appearance. A lot of people, including myself, are curious to see how Bethesda discusses this very underwhelming online game, which is hovering around a 50 out of 100 average critic review score on Metacritic and OpenCritic. The first real big update, Wild Appalachia, was a good start, but it really is a long road until I think we can even have a discussion about whether or not Fallout 76 is worth people's attention and time. I said it the other day, the roadmap for Fallout 76, it looks promising, and likely at E3 2019 I could see Bethesda showing a trailer of some of their other planned content coming later this year. Like some have speculated that human NPCs may be introduced in the Wastelanders Fall 2019 update. Additionally, there's also the possibility this mysterious nuclear winter game mode coming this summer is a battle royale mode, and I would not be surprised if Bethesda announces and releases the game mode during their E3 showcase. In a past interview, Todd Howard sounded somewhat open to the possibility of Fallout 76 Battle Royale. So could that be what Nuclear Winter actually is? Maybe. The mode is described as completely changing the rules of the wasteland, so it's possible, but too early to say for certain. But anyway, like I've said with No Man's Sky, even though the game has certainly improved over the years, it still doesn't make up for how it launched. It seems this is becoming a trend to release buggy, unfinished live service games and fix them later. This is a practice that I really hope people push back on, because nothing is guaranteed for any of these mediocre or bad live service games. Nobody knows if Fallout 76, Red Dead Online, or Anthem will be good online games in the future, and I find it irresponsible of people to automatically assume that. Maybe this is just me, but when I purchase a game, I have an expectation that the game will be worth my time then, not in possibly 2 to 3 years. But yes, at the very least, Fallout 76 will get some promotion during this E3 showcase. If not, that would be quite shocking considering this online game is struggling with keeping players, and additionally it didn't sell very well to begin with. I do wonder though if Bethesda's big faces will make a public appearance. Todd Howard isn't active at all on social media, and this I believe would be our first time seeing him talk about really anything since Fallout 76 launched. Bethesda's VP of Marketing, Pete Hines, who was active on social media, disappeared in November 2018 and has not posted anything since then besides retweeting various Bethesda-related updates every few weeks. He's been missing in action for a while, and when Fallout 76 outrage really started to escalate, with some fans directing their anger and frustrations at him, he just gave up on social media. Does Todd Howard or Pete Hines come out and address the elephant in the room, that Fallout 76 was a rushed out mess at launch, maybe apologizing to the many fans that felt disappointed and cheated by what Fallout 76 ended up being? I think that would be a good start. Something I've recognized is how many gamers respect honesty, and acknowledging the various mistakes made with Fallout 76 is hopefully something that is considered. Now, will any of this actually happen? I don't know, but for the online game to maybe have a future like The Elder Scrolls Online, which means lasting for years until the next main installment in the franchise, some serious changes will be needed, including pro-consumer things like adding mod support sooner rather than later and being more fair with how cosmetics are priced. Like I said, I have no idea if any of this will happen, but if Bethesda wants to start to repair their reputation, those are at least some steps that could help. But maybe I'm being a little too optimistic considering the company as a whole is changing, shifting to more live service games, which appear to be the future of Bethesda. Now, I do wonder if this promotional image for their E3 showcase was in fact teasing that Starfield will be shown. I personally don't see a release happening this year, but I could see another trailer being shown, giving us a little better of an idea of what this game is about. As we learned last year at E3 2018 from Bethesda's Todd Howard, Starfield, their next single-player role-playing game, is in a playable state, and went into active development once work on Fallout 4 wrapped up. My point being, I do think that this game is not very far out, and I could see a release happening sometime in 2020, and being that this is a new franchise, another tease at E3 2019, or maybe a proper reveal trailer could be extremely beneficial in promoting and getting people excited for this game. I know a lot of people are curious if The Elder Scrolls 6 will make an appearance, and I'd say for that, chances are slim to none. I don't believe we'll be seeing anything TES 6 related until around 2022. Honestly, that may be for the best. I think even with Starfield, many are going to be curious about how the game runs and feels and the technology used. There's been conversation and criticism of their game engine, which as a whole just has felt outdated for I think really the last 3 Bethesda Game Studio releases. For years, people have been waiting to see Bethesda Game Studios evolve, and I truly believe that needs to happen with a game like Starfield. The competition has been raised, and I'd argue Bethesda has been falling behind for a while now. But outside of the big Bethesda Game Studios AAA releases, I do believe the mobile Elder Scrolls Blades will at the very least get some promotional time. Will anything else be shown like a Fallout 3 remaster? I'd say it's unlikely just because last year it didn't sound like Todd Howard was very interested in any more remasters, but never say never. Finally though, outside of Bethesda Game Studios and to the other developers that are owned by Bethesda Softworks, I do think we will get some interesting reveals. As we already know, id Software's Doom Eternal will be presented, and I think that this will be the main focus of the showcase, the star of it, with likely a long gameplay presentation shown, as well as an announcement for when the game releases. Another id Software game which is being developed alongside with Avalanche Studios, Rage 2, is releasing just about a month before E3 2019, and I'd say it's likely that we get some sort of an announcement or reveal of some of the post-launch plans that they have for the game. Overall though, out of all the Bethesda studios, I think that this year it will be carried by id Software. Sure, Bethesda Game Studios could show something for Starfield, but I think a lot of this showcase, the majority of time, will be focusing on id Software related games. Something else that is almost guaranteed to be shown is Wolfenstein Youngbloods, which is Machine Games' co-op spin-off that was revealed at last year's E3 showcase. Like Doom Eternal, I think we'll see some gameplay, some new footage, and get the official release date, which is supposed to be coming later this year. Oh, and I almost forgot about the VR virtual reality Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, which will also likely be shown and get a release date, although at E3 2018, it didn't seem that game was very well received by those who had a chance to try it out. So another game that will get some promotional time will be The Elder Scrolls Online, which is set for its latest expansion Elsewhere to launch just days before the showcase. Interestingly, we know the studio is working on a brand new IP, which is set again to be an MMO, so I do wonder if it's potentially announced at E3 2019. That certainly is a possibility. Arcane Lions, as we all know, is taking a break from their Dishonored franchise, and we could see an announcement of what their next game is. It sounds likely that whatever they're developing will include multiplayer and be a live service game. As we explored in a recent video, Arcane Lions has been hiring monetization experts, which likely means that their next game will incorporate microtransactions. Tango Gameworks, the developer behind the Evil Within franchise, could announce or tease what they've been working on. Being that sales were so low for the Evil Within 2, this could also be another new IP being announced. Lastly, we have Arcane Austin, the developer behind Prey, and it may be too soon to see a new game, but again, it could be another case where they're heading into the live service space, and I don't know if they're going to make Prey 2 just because Prey sales were so low, but never say never, and I really just don't know what to expect out of them. I actually almost forgot about this, but there was also some images that popped up recently of something called Bethesda Forever. This could be a subscription service, maybe like EA Access, that for a monthly fee you get access to Bethesda's catalog of games. I'm not entirely too sure where these images originated from, so take this with a grain of salt, but if this service is in fact real, it could be announced at this showcase, and it would be beneficial to games like Fallout 76 and Prey that didn't sell all that well. Overall though, I think we're going to see some surprise announcements, but I think a lot of this showcase will have Bethesda showing gameplay and giving release dates of games already announced, as well as probably a bunch of trailers promoting all the live service games they have going on right now. As I stated earlier on, the company is shifting away from single player only to live service games. This doesn't mean just multiplayer, but it does mean most of the games coming will probably include microtransactions and other monetization opportunities for after release. This is all happening likely because of poor sales. Games like Dishonored 2, The Evil Within 2, Wolfenstein 2, and Prey were all sales disappointments, and it looks likely Bethesda as a whole is changing things up. I have a full dedicated video on this subject that I recommend watching, and the hashtag SavePlayer1 campaign really did not age all that well. But yeah, there certainly could be some other surprises revealed, but I don't believe this will be a very long showcase. If anything, this could be very similar to the awful, kind of boring E3 2017 showcase, which very little of anything new was presented. Heck, Todd Howard may not even show up, and instead could just have a pre-recorded video briefly discussing Fallout 76 and the Elder Scrolls Blades. Definitely have your expectations low, but like I said, this is a real risk for Bethesda. Of course, all of their biggest fans will be in attendance, but I can guarantee the Twitch and YouTube streams will be very critical of anything and everything presented. Anyway, what are your expectations for this showcase? Are you surprised Bethesda didn't follow with EA and Sony by skipping this year's event? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. But thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and make sure to follow my other social media accounts for updates on new videos. Links are always down in the description below. I'm most active on Twitter, giving opinions on news that I do not always get into video form, so make sure to follow me over there. Also check out my Discord for all sorts of discussion on games. And again, thank you for joining. Consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you later.